Hello, everybody. Today we are going to read books 16 and 17. And this is the part of the story when Odysseus comes home. So we finished the week before the Apollogoy, the story within a story. And now Odysseus is finally arriving back in Ithaca. Now I have included this map for you in your agenda and on the collaborative questions to sort of help you conceptualize all the places Odysseus has been. So in the side, I have the labels to tell you what each place was. But essentially, last time we saw him, his men had eaten the sun god's cattle, his ship was destroyed, and he was sent to Calypso's island. Now, the story started with Hermes telling Calypso to send him home. But Poseidon wrecked his raft, so he didn't quite make it home. He ended up here, which is known as Scheria, and that's where King Alcinous was, and that's where he was doing his flashback and telling the story of what has happened. And so at the end of that, King Alcinous is so moved by his story, he says, okay, I'm going to send you home. And so he sends Odysseus home to Ithaca. So right now, Odysseus has just arrived home. And book 16 is going to tell us the story of his reunion with his son, Telemachus. So before we read, there are a couple of things we want to review to help us remember kind of what we already know about the story. So I'm going to open the virtual text. I'm going to open my version, though, because I like it better when it's not in a web browser. All right, so on page 12 of the virtual text, we see the characters. Odysseus has been our main character this whole time. Now, we have not seen Penelope or Telemachus since sort of the very beginning when we were looking at the graphic novel to get the background of the story. So now we're going to see him reunited with both his wife and his son. Now, what have their lives been like? Well, he's been gone. Remember, he's been gone for 20 years. Well, if we go back to the very start, book 1, when Athena is talking to her father and asking him, Zeus, what do you have against Odysseus? Why are you punishing him? When Zeus says he's going to send Hermes down, Athena says, I'm going to go to Ithaca and see Telemachus, Odysseus' son. I'll rouse his courage to resist that pack of wolves, the shameless suitors who harass his mother Penelope and consume his wine and cattle, feasting in Odysseus' palace. So then Athena arrived in Ithaca, disguised as an old friend of Odysseus's, to give Telemachus the courage to go find out about his father and to check on Penelope and the suitors. So what has been happening is their home has been filled with 100 men who have been trying to marry Odysseus' wife, Penelope, and they also want to kill Telemachus. So that's the situation that Odysseus returns home to. Now, if we remember when Polyphemus cursed him, let me see if I can find that page in here. At the very end of the scene with Polyphemus, when he cursed Odysseus, he said, okay, so he prays to his father Poseidon, and he says, oh, hear me, Lord, blue girdler of the islands, if I am thine indeed, and thou art father, grant that Odysseus, raider of cities, never see his home. Laertes' son, who kept his hall in Ithaca. So the first part is like, don't ever let him get home. Then he says, should destiny intend that he shall see his roof again among his family and his fatherland, far be that day and dark the years between. Let him lose all companions and return under strange sail to bitter days at home. So this is the curse. If he does get home, he's going to lose everyone. It's going to take a really long time, and they're going to be bitter days at home. He is not going to return to a wonderful place. He's returning to his house filled with 100 men who want to marry his wife and kill his son. So this is the situation Odysseus has returned to, and we will start reading in a moment.